I'm back. Today I'm going to be talking about the statement made by the former United States of America President, Mr. Donald Trump, about Africa and those countries that he considered to be a shithole countries, I think Donald Trump is telling the truth. I do agree with Donald Trump's statement that they are the countries that are shithole countries, and then therefore those countries, their citizens, some of these countries' citizens, they, when they go outside, they leave their own countries, they move to other countries, they go there with their problems, and then when and then problem like violence, crime, and other related activities. We have those people, and he's telling the truth. Donald Trump is telling the truth just because people don't want to face the truth. You see, we can learn a lot from this statement. Let's take this statement actually as a constructive criticism, given that we are experiencing sort of problems and we are denying it. If we agree that they are indeed the countries that are shithole countries, I think we can learn a lot of from the statement made by Donald Trump. Now, let me focus on Africa. There are indeed countries that are a shithole in our countries. How do we explain a situation where a countries got independence? More than 30 years ago, they've not yet done anything. They've not built hospitals. They've not built, and they're still using colonial hospitals, infrastructure. They still fail to maintain it. Look at many countries in the West African, East African. It's about wars, and some part of Southern Africans. They keep on voting their dictators and relatives. And they don't want to stay in those countries. They vote those countries and move outside to live in the better equipped countries. So how do you call that countries? I think those countries deserve to be called shitholes. They fail their citizens, And it's very sad that when people are trying to give constructive criticism, we always, cry racism. There's no racism in this statement. It's true. There are many countries that are shithole. The people are doing corruption. They don't care about infrastructures. Look at African elites. They're running away from their own countries. Just imagine they're running away from their own countries to the colonizers, people that they claim they colonized them. I can tell you the truth. In the entire Africa, there are only few countries that citizens don't run away from their own countries. Away from the countries. They are so patriotic. Almost 60% of African countries, the citizens don't want to live in their own countries. They don't want to be ruled by their own. Can you believe it? They run away from their own countries to other countries for better life. When they go to those countries, some of these people, they bring social, Look at the cities, many cities in African countries, in the inner cities of many countries. They run down, they look like a ghetto. They ghetto-sized the cities. And then this is a reality. We have to be honest about this. We cannot have a situation where African people are denying the fact that their countries are not well run. They vote people who don't have capacity to move forward. You can't blame colonization. Look at the countries, almost all African countries that got independence. Where the citizens stay, the children of those leaders don't live in their own countries. Now, now we continue to complain about colonialism. Those guys, they left. But our own people, African people, are the one who are actually doing what? Stealing from their own citizen, killing their own citizen. Look at the war that we have. Can't you stop the war? Brutalities. Colonizers are gone. Our own people are the enemies of themselves. You can't have a situation where there is no, let's say for example, Somalia, Ethiopia, where are the whites there? There are no Europeans there. Why? There are no Europeans. They are not colonizers. Nigeria, they are not colonizers. Why can't those people buy their own countries? It doesn't make sense to have a situation where we say, hey, Africans, diaspora are the most educated people, but they run away from their countries. They are not educated. Those African people who run away